Hey everyone, Tara Malarkey here, founder of the online temple school for the divine feminine and high ticket empress. And today I wanted to come on live because I got an inspiration. I've been talking with a lot of women and men who want to grow their life in all different areas. You know that I specifically focus on helping people grow an e-knowledge business, specifically coaches and experts, helping them package up their story and their experience and their gifts and their wisdom and their knowledge into a high ticket program that they can help transform someone else's life. I also help them scale their business by setting up courses that sell their knowledge. And so one of the main things, the main objections we hear from so many is that you feel like you don't have the time, or you do feel like you don't have the money, or you feel like you are not qualified enough. And actually, all of those go back to that last one. Usually we make up these reasons, these sort of like excuses that sound really real, right? But it usually comes back to we are not feeling worthy. And that is a nervous system response. So that thought, that belief lives in the mind. However, it is also something that is triggered in your body. And so whenever an opportunity comes to you that could in fact change your life, that actually in a way lights you up and you would love to do that, right? There's going to be something that also feels like danger. And it's actually really normal to hold both of those. And that's actually where we want to get to. We want to be able to hold both the desire to do it and the fear of it. Now, most people, though, when you feel the danger, you don't actually know that it's danger and that it's normal. You just feel danger and you retract. You move away from it. And that's a normal response. However, when we want to grow, we want to expand, we want to evolve, we want to have more experiences in our life, whether we want to make more money, we want to have a better relationship, we want to just have a bigger life, then it is inevitable that it's going to feel risky and dangerous sometimes. And we need to be able to discern and differentiate between what is actual real danger and what just feels like danger based on our past experiences. So what I want to share with you is that your nervous system is actually designed to keep you safe. And the nervous system is something that's in your body, that's just all over your body. You have thousands and thousands of nerves running, and it is designed to keep you safe. So the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response is something that is it's amazing. It's like we're animals, right? And it is designed to pull us back when there's an actual danger that could kill us. And the thing is, though, that we've evolved past the point where we're walking out into the world, right? Hopefully, I mean, at least in the first world, thank God. And, you know, it's sad to think that there's a lot of people living, right, in places where this is not the case. But we're blessed. Here, if you're listening to this in the US, that we don't have to think that when we walk out of our house, right, that there's a imminent physical danger. Now, we know that there's lots of dangers that could happen even getting in our car, but, you know, we don't feel like that's an actual danger. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. However, what most people don't talk about is that we are always trying to avoid feeling emotionally unsafe. And this is usually around rejection. And usually all of us have had rejection in our life. And at this point in our evolution, most of us humans do not have the capacity to hold a healthy relationship with rejection. So most of us are trying to avoid rejection at every turn. So when you think of rejection, you're usually thinking of love in relationships, right? Like asking someone out or being vulnerable by telling someone you like them, or even with your spouse or your partner, being vulnerable to initiate sex, for example. And that could be all, sharing your feelings. And that could be with someone you know or you don't know. That's all vulnerable places. And vulnerable goes hand in hand with rejection. It's only vulnerable if there's a risk of rejection, right? If there's a risk that you won't be met emotionally, that this person won't hold you and love you anyway, even though you ask them out and they don't like you, or you share something that they weren't expecting, right, to know about you. So these are all vulnerable places. And most of us honestly don't have a really healthy relationship with rejection. So we're unconsciously, this isn't a conscious choice, we're unconsciously trying to avoid rejection all the time. We're like, uh, we're really just moving away from it instead of moving toward it. And so one of the things you learn when you're on a personal development path, when you're on this like better your life path, and you become obsessed with being like the maximum best human that you can be on the planet while you're here, is you learn that you have to move towards fear, move towards rejection, move towards those uncomfortable feelings that pull you back. And I want to just specifically talk about business for a minute, right? Those of us who are building businesses, especially my coaches here that are working with me or thinking of working with me, one of the things that I talk a lot about is the emotional wounding that we might have from childhood. That just means that maybe our parents didn't meet us emotionally with the tenderness that we needed, and we had an experience at that moment. What happens then is there's actual certain neuro pathways between our brain and our heart and our body, our nervous system, that are actually formed at that point. And so if we were not met, if we had a negative experience to some degree, then we will always try to avoid feeling that. And that's actually just physical. It's in our body, it's in our nervous system. So we will continuously try to avoid feeling that again because it didn't feel good. So this can affect our relationships, and it most likely does, but it can also affect our business. Meaning, when you start your own business, when you put yourself out there and you're selling your products and your services, it will feel vulnerable, right? Because people may say no to you. That's just what it comes down to. You might get rejected. And I've heard from so many women lately that they're not selling high-end transformational masterminds or services in a way that would help them become more profitable and give their gifts in a bigger way in the world, because they at one point, right, had a client say no to them on a sales call. And, they didn't say, okay, now I'm going to quit. It didn't go from like, I'm doing this and then now I'm going to quit, but they slowly back away. They slowly start to procrastinate and stop doing it, and stop taking action in their business. And they just really don't want to put themselves in a situation where they feel that again. Okay. So that's why in my program, right, that the same thing has happened to me many times. When I first started selling high ticket, the rejection on sales calls, when I would make an offer, the rejection when someone would say no to me completely overshadowed all the people that said yes. I was super successful, but still, because of my emotional wounding from early in life, because some of my emotional needs weren't met as a child, because my dad wasn't present a lot, because my mom, was under stress and she also wasn't very emotionally available. I had tenderness and sensitivity around feeling rejected and not being met, and someone not saying, yes, I love you, I think you're amazing, right? And that could show up not just in love, but in business. Then that rejection would just send me down a path, even if I had gotten other yeses, right? So I just want to name this for everyone. And I know that it's happening for so many out there. You're getting on calls and actually you're having some success, but maybe you're not even having as much of success as you want to have, and people are saying no to you. And I want to acknowledge that this is in your nervous system. You will back away. You will procrastinate. You will cower away. You will slowly and silently kind of, move away, because your nervous system actually just wants to keep you safe. And what's happening mostly in the personal development industry right now is most business coaching programs are not teaching you how to heal this from a body level. They're just trying to teach you how to change your mind about it. Mindset is very important. Changing the way you think about yourself and reaffirming your worthiness is very important and part of the process. However, your nervous system is in your body. This is what neuroscience teaches us, right? If we don't carve new neural pathways from our solar plexus and our heart into our brain, then we will actually just keep recreating these circumstances over and over and over again. And we will just keep getting rejected, and we will keep shying away, and we will keep like this self-fulfilling, self-sabotaging prophecy of not having success because we are not healing this on the deeper layer. So what I began with is that I want to tell you that the rejection feeling may not go away, right? When you heal this on the body level and embodiment practices, that's what we teach you in High Ticket Empress, then you're able to hold yourself in a different way. You're able to hold the rejection feeling, the nervous feeling, the anxiety feeling, the sad feeling, the rejected feeling. You have awareness around it. You know why it's there. You're able to hold it. You have a growing capacity to hold it. And therefore, that's the place you start to feel safe from. You see, when you start to be able to hold the reality of that feeling, then you start to feel safe. And when you feel safe, right? When your nervous system feels safe and it's not in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, then you can do anything. You really can. You really can do anything. So we're not talking about healing overnight. That doesn't really happen. We're talking about integration and you becoming aware of the ways in which those early wounds, and then maybe you've had other experiences as you've grown into an adult that have also reaffirmed that you're not worthy. People have rejected you, and it is just like silently killing you. And we just need to bring it to the surface. Then you can heal your nervous system, right? You can start to work with your nervous system. You can expand your capacity to hold both the desire for something and move toward it, as well as the fear and the rejection and the avoidance that comes up because you don't want to feel that again. And you can hold both. And that's when everything starts to open up. You can actually implement strategy that works. Without doing that, this will silently dictate your success or lack of success. Okay. So that's what I got for you today. Thank you guys so much for listening. If this message resonated with you and you're listening to the replay, if you're here right now, thank you so much for saying hi. If you're listening to the replay, please say hello. I'll check back here later. I'm also doing a free challenge in my Facebook group. This is specifically for female coaches, experts, authors, healers, entrepreneurs. And I'm going to teach you how to sell your high ticket offer in the next 5 days. And we're going to talk a lot about the nervous system and the worthiness wound that is dictating why you're not profitable in your business. So if you want to join us, that starts this afternoon. And I'll put the link below so you can just link on over if you're not already in the group. I love you. Thank you, Tara Malarkey, and I will talk to you soon.